Well, it's kind of hard to know where to start after that. That was fantastic. I'm so excited to be up here today and have the honor of introducing George Leavell, the winner of the 2025 Leavell Award. George's achievements are resume you can find elsewhere, and so I'm going to focus on the achievements behind the man, if you will. He and I relate to each other on a number of different levels. In addition to George being my business partner, he is also my brother-in-law and my best friend. So I've observed him in virtually every life circumstance, from highs and lows, from victories and disappointments. For the past 30 years, we have worked in such proximity that we have been close enough to touch each other's desks. So not much in our lives has gone unnoticed by the other. Over the years, I've found that George has many special qualities that make him unique and someone that I'm proud to know as well as I do. Oddly enough, these qualities all begin with the letter C. First is character. He has a lot of integrity and is honest almost to a fault. He often says the deal has to be a win-win, which means that the other party needs to be treated fairly, and maybe more than his side, just to be safe. Once there was a potential customer looking for a reference on George. Later, that customer reported back that the reference had said, "George is so honest, I'd shoot craps with him over the phone." Next is compassion. George cares deeply about the people he comes into contact with. Once he knows of an issue, he is quick to use his resources in any way he can, or to just listen. I know this firsthand as he has walked beside me through many difficult life events, and I've seen him do likewise for many others. Commitment is another quality. For those he is committed, George is always available and willing to assist any way he can. He's not just an advisor, but is eager to go in person when needed. I have found that his commitments are for the long haul, and not just when convenient. I myself have been the recipient of his commitment many times. George is a true and faithful friend. Another C is communication. This primarily revolves around his cell phone. George stays in constant contact with a lot of people, many of whom are in this room. In the early days, cell phone plans depended on the usage of data and voice. Gauging the best plan for George was always a moving target. George's AT&T bill was sometimes the difference between a good month and a bad month for about a month. For his 40th birthday party, my sister Janet gave the guests a plastic cell phone to put around their necks, and everyone had to share the most unusual time that George had called me. Needless to say, there were many interesting phone calls that were shared. On a business level, his communication made him up to date on business operations. And on a personal level, it allowed him to reach out and care for a lot of people outside of business. Lastly, he is a man of faith, and so the final C is Christian. He has been a model to me in applying and integrating faith into business. He is quick to share his faith to those around him and to lead us in prayer, particularly in challenging and difficult times, and is always seeking to do what Jesus would have him do. He has helped me keep my focus on the Lord, and he has helped lots of others do the same. I have lots of other C qualities, like clarity and decision-making, connection with people, creativity and problem-solving, but I'm out of time. I hope this gives you some insight into the man behind the accomplishments, and it is now my great pleasure to introduce to you the 2025 SCI Leavell Award recipient, George Leavell. See if I can find my place. John, thank you. I think there's an over-under going, so Chris Blanchard, you can start the timer now. You've given me 6 minutes to cram 30 years into, so we'll see how we do. But good afternoon. I just want to start by thanking or congratulating Bill and Marty on their awards.
I've had the opportunity to know and work with both of them for well over 20 years. During their careers, they have represented us well, they have worked hard, and they have made a difference in this industry. It has been a real privilege and an honor being directly or indirectly part of the marine industry for the past 39 years. I love this industry from the first time I stepped on a towboat and have enjoyed it ever since that day. I want to thank the Leavell Committee for this tremendous honor. This is an award that has deep meaning in our industry, especially when considering the past recipients and the contributions they made to our industry and the companies they built. John Wepner and I have had the privilege of attending this Leavell luncheon for the past 25 years, going back to when it was held in the little building down the road. We have missed very few luncheons since that time, and it's always been something that we've looked forward to. Never once, not one time, did I think I would be considered for this award, much less receive it. When Aaron Barrett called me, I found myself in very uncharted waters. I was totally speechless. For a minute. And then I almost fell out of the golf cart. But I want to thank the Seamen's Church Institute. Unfortunately, our company has needed your help on several occasions. And typically when we called, it was on nights, weekends, or during inclement weather. Without fail, SCI responded quickly, professionally, and most importantly, with a deep sense of compassion. On behalf of Leavell Marine and Okie Moore, I want to thank you for helping our mariners and their families in their time of need, and for the way you minister, educate, and help mariners throughout our industry on a daily basis. The work you do truly matters and strengthens our industries and our mariners. No one receives an award like the Leavell by their own actions or merits, certainly not me. This is an industry that is not easy. Our business is run 24/7, 365, and in all types of weather and river conditions. It's an industry full of challenges, risks, and uncertainty. The marine industry demands skill, patience, creativity, hard work, long hours, and a whole lot of persistence. It also demands respect. Respect for the work, respect for the powers of the river, respect for the power and complexity of our equipment, respect for the environments that we operate in, and last but certainly not least, respect for our mariners and the people that work in this industry. It's an industry that demands teamwork at every level in order to be successful. People quickly decide whether they love or hate this industry. If you do not love it, you will not last long. If you do love it, you will have a long and very rewarding career and never really be able to get the inland rivers out of your system. I have been fortunate and very blessed to have great teammates and mentors throughout my entire career. Preparing for this speech has given me the opportunity to reflect on my career and my time in the marine industry. I first started off as a marine defense attorney and then went to work for Leavell Marine 32 years ago. During that time, I've seen a lot of changes. Some good, some not so good. But one thing has remained consistent throughout the years. The people in this industry meet the challenges they face, and we do it together. We compete hard, and yet are still good friends that spend time playing golf together, eating, drinking, hunting, and fishing, among other things. Although competitors and parts of companies with divergent interests, the friendships allow us to collectively work together to meet the challenges we face. Last night I walked into Stella's and I saw a room full of people, many of whom I have been friends with and worked with for over 30 years. And then looking further into the room, I saw a lot of the younger generation that's coming up. And the thing that really struck me was that our younger generation, they're doing the things that the older ones of us did. They're getting to know each other on a personal basis. They're developing relationships. And I will tell you, this industry has a lot of very smart and talented young men and women in it. And that will bode well for this future for many, many years to come. After Aaron called, I looked at the list of the past Leavell recipients and what the award stands for. I quickly realized that prior recipients had one thing in common. They wanted to leave the industry in better shape than it was in when they found it. This industry would not be where it is today without their tireless efforts to make the marine industry safer and more efficient, all while remaining competitive with other transportation modes. Many of the past awardees represented large companies, but they still cared about the needs of the smaller companies that operated in different sectors of the industry and often serviced their companies. A number of the prior recipients encouraged me to get involved in AWO and WCI and to work on pressing issues facing the industry. Over the years, I've had the privilege of working with many of them and other industry leaders on issues ranging from licensing, subchapter M, VGP, firefighting, crewing standards, dredging, core funding for infrastructure, and others. At every step, it was a team effort. I would say we won on some issues, but we still have a lot of work to do on others. How we navigate the regulatory and legislative issues and the changing global markets and conditions going forward will have a profound impact on our industry. We all need to stay very, very engaged. When I got involved, I quickly realized that if our industry people were not actively, collectively, and passionately telling our story to the elected officials and regulators, someone else would be telling a vastly different story to our detriment. It is critical that we stay involved with congressional and state politicians and regulators to try to leave the industry in better shape than how we found it. In closing, there are several people I need to thank. Without them, I simply would not be standing here today. First, I want to thank our wife, Janet. She has been a constant source of encouragement, patience, wisdom, and unwavering support for me for the past 38 years. When the phone started ringing late at night, usually from Blake Denton or Darren Adrian, she would simply ask if it was going to be an all-nighter. If I said yes, I knew it was time to head to the den with my phone. Janet just understands the demands of the job. She also did an exceptional job raising our 3 daughters who are here today and have been a consistent source of support for me. When my girls were young, they thought I had a really rough and really nasty job. But now they have come to realize that it's a great job and a great place to work, and it's extremely interesting. Second, I want to thank John Leavell. I could not ask for a better business partner, friend, or brother-in-law. While our personalities are quite different, our goals, ethics, and core beliefs have always been totally aligned. For the past 32 years, John encouraged me to get involved. We were able to play to our individual strengths, meet challenges together, and along the way, we managed to have a whole lot of fun. John, thank you for first trusting me to be your attorney and then to be your business partner. Third, I want to thank the Wepfer and Okie Gore team. We're a family business, and you all are family. You're the people that make it happen all day, every day. You're the heart and soul of the organization. And I appreciate your commitment to the safety and well-being of our employees and the commitment to our customers and vendors. You always answer the call, and your dedication, professionalism, and grit are what keep Webber and Oki going. Thank you all for all you do for our company and for me personally. Fourth, I want to thank the Inland River and Harbor Coalition. Lee Nelson's been our chairman for years, and we've tackled a lot of tough issues over the years, and for that I'm incredibly grateful. But even more importantly, I will always value your friendships. And lastly, I want to thank our customers and our vendors for your loyalty, for your putting your confidence in Webber and Oki. You impact 300 families on a daily basis, and I speak for all of them when I say thank you. This award will be something I always cherish, and I certainly hope that I will continue to live up to the standards that it embodies. It's a true honor to be part of the marine industry and to have the privilege of working with all of you in this room. God bless, and I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas, a happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Seamen's Church Institute's President and Executive Director, the Reverend Mark Nesselhut.
I'll be brief, but thanks. I do want to thank everyone for all your support of the Seamen's Church Institute. And as I think of our past honorees and look back on this year's honorees and past honorees,